Alright, this is the second attempt to make this video, Past 7, Earth's Atmosphere, Chapter 1.2. And the chapter was called The Sun Supplies the Atmosphere's Energy. So, I wanted to talk about some of these radiation, some of these vocabulary words like radiation. So, radiation, what is that? You might have heard of it before. So, the sun is shooting out energy, and it's in a wave, like think about a wave like the ocean. And this wave is it's in the form called heat. And when it hits the earth is not standing straight. It's actually tilted a little bit. So, for example, if it's tilted that way and Korea's up here, that is the terrible, horrible season we call Korean summer, when temperatures get up to 38 degrees or maybe even higher. That is not a good season. So anyways, why is that happening is what's important. These waves are hitting the earth where Korea is more directly. So it's absorbing it more. And if you remember, we have this layer called the atmosphere, which is air. And it's made out of oxygen, nitrogen, and other stuff like CO2, water vapor, and ozone. And these things are trapping these waves. These waves want to escape, but no, you're trapped. You can't go anywhere. So it gets hot here. But down here, it's not very direct, so it reflects off. So places like Australia have winter. So if you think about it, when it's tilted the other way, when it goes around the Earth, Australia is having summer when we are having winter. So that means that Santa Claus delivers presents in shorts. Believe it or not, it's true. Anyway, so think about this hot pan right here. I have a pan and I'm cooking something, but then I turn off the heat. But it's still hot because I drew it in red. That's why it's hot. So that doesn't mean it's cold now. It still has some heat. If I put my hand over it, not touching it, it transfers heat through convection because it heats up the air, and I can feel the heat being radiated from this hot pan. If I actually touch it, that is called conduction, which brings us to these two vocabulary words. Conduction. Here's my hand, and imagine a hot metal on a hot summer day. If I actually touch this metal, that is conduction. That means the heat is going directly from the metal to my hand. But if I hold my hand kind of a little bit away from it, the hot rod or bar is heating up the air. And this air is touching my hand, so I can still feel it, but it's not as hot. So as you can imagine, conduction, direct touching, transfers heat faster than convection. Convection can also mean through a liquid, but in most cases when we're talking about the atmosphere, we're talking about gases. But these are both transfers of energy. It's what's important. It's transfer of energy, and energy is an important word that we'll talk about more in the future.